Hello everyone, welcome back to Melanie's Journals, and this month we're gonna make the last month in this bullet journal, which is going to be the month of June. This video will probably be a little bit late. I've just been very busy, and also the setup, it took me quite a longer time than I initially expected, but I'm gonna try my best and get it out before the start of June anyway. So what we have here is 12 Grimmauld Place from Harry Potter. It's the house of the Black family, and it's also the house that Sirius Black owns and is used by the Order of the Phoenix. Now for this cover page, I actually have a few extra pieces, which is also why it took such a long time. And those who know the movies and know the books will know that Grimmauld Place is in London, but it's hidden behind a facade of regular houses. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these houses as well, and then once you open it all up, we're going to reveal the 12 Grimmauld Place house. So I'm going to start filling out these. I probably not film the entire thing because it's really just, three times the same image, but you'll get the idea of how this cover page is going to turn out, and I think it's going to look very cool. So let's get started. So the houses in London beside Grimmauld Place are a bit of a brown color, a light brick color. And then the Grimmauld Place house has a much darker tone. So that's the only one that's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to actually start with the other houses just to get a feeling of how light and dark I can go in this scene. I'm also very excited to start with my new journal for this year. Like I said, I've been very busy this past month, but that's also to do with just preparing the next few months for my bullet journal. So I've been making my setup for that one, which we'll see very soon, as well as the July setup. I'm also going to go on holiday, so there's quite a lot coming up. And sorry, I'm just trying to get a bit ahead, but that also meant that kind of coming behind on June. I always find that generally the last months of a journal I'm a bit more distracted, not just with bullet journaling, but this is also a time of the year just before the summer holidays, when there's just a lot of work, of course, to come in, and yeah, summertime, meeting friends, spending more time outdoors in the garden, so just a lot of different stuff going on. But you are going to see the flip through of this journal also very soon. I'm very excited to show you, and I just love how in the end everything comes together. So you have a lot to look forward to in the next month. So as you can see, the coloring itself isn't actually too difficult. It's just trying to interchange the different bricks so you get a nice natural looking layer. I'm just dabbing on my paint. And what probably took the most time here was just to get all the symmetry correctly. because there are, let me see, 8 different sides to this, so it just took a lot of counting. So the drawing took way more time than the coloring actually will. So here we have part of the painted houses facades. I'm now going to go on and do the other side over here, as well as ones in my bullet journal, and then I will come back to you once we put everything together. So here all the facades are done, as you can see on the back. So now I'm going to stick these sides in here, make sure I align them properly, and then we'll be able to fold it closed like this. So everything is in. I've cut everything to size as well. There's just a little bit of a miss here. I miscalculated apparently, but oh well, the rest all lines up, so I'm very happy about that. Now when we close it up, we get a number 13 of the Grimmauld Street. And then opening it up, we have 12 Grimmauld Place over here. And these all, well, basically line up again to form the other row of houses. So yeah, very happy how this one turned out. We're now going to go on to our goals page. So for the monthly goals page, I always make some sort of jewelry or token representing in this month, and I was quite debating this one. This is actually Slytherin's locket. So usually I would have put it with the Slytherin theme that we're going to reach, I believe, in October. But for the Black family, the Slytherin locket is actually quite important. Regulus Black, Sirius's younger brother, he actually found out that Voldemort had Horcruxes and locket being one of them, and he stole it and tried to destroy it, along with Creature, the house elf. They unfortunately both failed, but the fake locket was actually given back to Creature, and it really created a bond and kind of redemption for Creature as a character. So I decided to put that one in here. So the Slytherin one is going to have a different token. But as always, I'm going to cover the back of this with some washi tape. And for this one, I've decided to use this particular washi tape. It is from Notebook Therapy, and it is part of their Dark Academia collection over here. Really love these collections. They are very neutral toned while still also kind of having a magical feeling, so they're perfect for all these Harry Potter spreads. And I can definitely recommend, if you want to have a simplified version, to use some washi tapes to get a similar effect without all the drawings. But yeah, I'm going to cover this and then come back to you to color in the locket. And here the monthly goals page is done with the Slytherin's locket. Show you some of the shine. There we go. So yeah, that's it for the goals page. We're now going to go on to the habit trackers. Now here we have the habit and mood tracker for June. And we're going to focus on the mood tracker to color in. Now this is quite a dark mood tracker. One of the features in the Black household is the wall of mounted house elf heads of former house elves who served the Black family. And they're kind of like trophies, and the house elves aspired to like become one of those trophies. So I did want to include them in here. I kind of made them kind of indistinguishable here under stoops, which are used in the movies. So they're a bit less glaringly obvious, a bit less macabre, although they still are. The idea is terrible. But yeah, this is going to be the mood tracker. What I'm going to do is just coloring the shelf, and then the stoops themselves will have different hues of color that will become the mood tracker. So probably one of the darker ones in here, but it's part of the Black family tradition, so I did want to add them in. But yeah, let's color it in. And here you have it, and mood trackers are done. Go. And we can move on to the first week of June. Now here we have the first week of June with our first painting here, and this is a portrait of Sirius's mother, Wilburga Black, and in the books she has a portrait in the hallway, and whenever there's noise or disturbance or the windows fly open, she starts screaming. Now I didn't draw her screaming. I found a few reference pictures of Ava Green, and she's one of the people that's generally used as a fan cast of basically the Marauders era, with young Sirius Black, James Potter, etc. But yeah, so she's used as Wilburga, and I really think that she fits with the whole haughty, beautiful look that the Black family is described as having, while also not being the very nicest. So this is basically her just glaring at you before she starts screaming. But yeah, it's not too ornate. I'm going to keep the background quite simple and just focus really on her. So yeah, let's get going. So here the main painting is done. I'm now going to go in with some metallic details just to finish it all off. And I'm going to keep it this simple. This is kind of like dreary color, and that's how Grimmauld Place is described. So it's keeping it a bit more simple. There's going to be a lot of painting for this month anyway, so I'm also trying to help myself a little bit with this. But yeah, happy how she's turning out and excited to show you the final result. here we have the finished weekly of Hallberg Black. See some of the shine of our jewelry, and just a very intense gaze. So yeah, happy how it turned out. It's still rather simple, but I definitely like that for this one. The other weeklies, as always, I'm going to do off camera because otherwise this video would be several hours long. And instead we're going to move on to our mind map page. Now for the mind map page of June, this is a picture of the brothers Black, Sirius, and his younger brother Regulus. Sirius, of course, becomes a Gryffindor and friends with James Potter, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew. And his younger brother Regulus is a Slytherin, and he is initially part of the Death Eaters until he finds out that Voldemort is making Horcruxes and actually tries to use Creature to hide the locket. Regulus finds out about this and is just so appalled that he decides to turn against the Dark Lord and tries to destroy the locket. He actually makes a duplicate. He isn't able to destroy the locket. He actually dies doing so, but it makes him this sort of unsung hero of the story, and we only find out very, very late what he did, and not even his own family nor Sirius actually knew anything about this, which is kind of tragic because it's kind of implied that the brothers didn't always have the best relationship, particularly once they got to Hogwarts and Sirius really rebelled against his family, including his brother, but he never really knew how brave he had been. So yeah, I made Sirius, he's described as being a rebel. I just imagine him being out of Hogwarts now, and just kind of really leading up to the death of the Potters, but having a very chill attitude, as well as already some of the tattoos that we see him in The Prisoner of Azkaban. But yeah, happy how they both turned out, and excited to show you the final result. So I'm actually going to start with the background, and what I was planning to do is to have a starry sky in the back, because the Black family is known for naming their children after stars, such as Sirius and Regulus. They're both stars. Sirius is also known as the dog star, which of course is very fitting to his anime guy form. And here we have Sirius and Regulus. And as I turn it, you can see all the stars and the constellations. This is the Sirius constellation and part of the Regulus constellation, or at least where their stars are. Yeah, very happy how they turned out. I'm going to put this in my journal and again give you a final flip through. Now here's the flip through of the month of June. So I wrote here on the top because I kind of figured I didn't really leave a spot to put it in, so it's here. Opening up to Grimmauld Place 12. The monthly and social media goals page with the Slytherin locket. The Mood Tracker and Habit Tracker page with the house elf heads. Very morbid. I'm sorry, we won't have anything this morbid ever again. The first week of June that we painted together with Walburga Black, Sirius Black's mother. Here we have Sirius's bedroom that we see in The Prisoner of Azkaban, with just a few things. He decorated his room in the Gryffindor colors that his family wasn't really able to remove. Bat skeletons. He also had pictures of scantily clad women and Muggle women in particular, just to piss his parents off even more. Parts of a motorcycle. This is supposed to be Buckbeak's nest, and then we have the letter that Lily wrote to him with a picture of Harry and James. We have the Black family tree. Very happy how this one turned out. Here is Creature. This is quite a simple piece. I wasn't really bothered with background, but I did really like how Creature turned out. Some inviting sounds. This kind of a combination of both him just being quite aggressive when they were cleaning up the Grimmauld Place house, as well as Creature getting back the fake locket that Regulus gave him and fighting the Death Eaters in Hogwarts with a rolling pin. Then here we have a portrait of Phineas Nigellus Black, who was a headmaster at Hogwarts. I think one of the only black teachers to be one. We also see him in Hogwarts Legacy, so I really wanted to add him in. And of course his portrait is actually used by the trio during Deathly Hallows. He plays quite an important role in that. And then finally we have the My Map page with the Black brothers, Regulus and Sirius Black. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing this setup. Sorry, it's probably going to be a bit late into June, but I've got so many videos planned for June, so I hope you will be able to forgive me for that. Next time you will see me actually setting up my next journal, because as we can see here, the journal is rather full. So it's time to start changing everything up. And then you will also see a final flip through of this journal in a few weeks time. So yes, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.